Welcome back to Bravo Breaking News with Kim and Lisa. On this week's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we're hopping in our Rolls Royce with our pillows, bananas, and lampshade hats and setting off on a cash trip to Oceanside.
That's right, guys. We got a Kathy Hilton trip. Kathy is hosting all of the ladies in Oceanside for the weekend, but not everything is hunky-dory because Dorit and Kyle are going at it again.
Yes, I have a lot of thoughts actually about some of the new details that were shared in last night's episode about this feud. And I have finally chosen a side. I know I've been a little wishy-washy, so get ready because I am going to mention it all. But before we break it all down, make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any more Beverly Hills recaps to come.
Okay, so we start the episode at Kathy's house, and this is really her episode. And I will say, seeing Kathy in her driveway, getting into that vintage Rolls Royce, packing it with suitcases and with her sidekick, Carol Bell, it really brought up some feels, Kim. Many of you have been asking, you guys went to the Kathy Hilton Christmas party last year, and did you get invited back? And, by many of you, I mean, my mother has been asking. And guys, the answer is we did not. We did not get invited back, and it's been tough. I think it's been tough on Kim and myself, and we're dealing with it privately up until now. But we did want to share that part of our journey with you guys because we do want to let you into that part of our lives. So, I've personally been in counseling for it, and we're just finding a way to work through it.
Yeah, I mean, seeing Kathy's house is a little bit of a trigger for me. I am counting down the days till I get to go back to that home. So, Kathy, I still love you. I'll always love you, but would love to get another invite to one of your holiday parties as the Queen of Christmas. I mean, it's only fitting, right? So, I don't know. The holiday season is not over. I am not losing hope that I will still end up at Kathy Hilton's house for one of her many holiday extravaganzas. So just putting that out there and manifesting it to the
world. We manifest that shit, right? So it's out there. Okay, so she's got these personalized suitcases. She's got her chips. She's got her bananas. She's got her pillows. They are setting off, around LA to hand deliver these invitations. And I mean, Kathy's always good for a gimmick. You have to laugh, like watching it all happen and unfold. And it was great.
I loved it so much. And then, hold on a second, don't talk, I have to pray. And then you see her praying, like saying some sort of prayer.
You were literally telling me right now to hold them. I was like, oh,
I'm pulling a Kathy. No, she in the middle of the drive, she told Carol, hold on, don't talk to me. I got to pray. And at first I was like, are we passing a cemetery? Like, what is this? I think it was just her daily prayer. She was like, oh, forgot to pray today. Got to do it right now. And I love it so much. I also got to say, I mean, driving around, that must have taken her all day. Driving around LA to all of those different places. We didn't even see her go to Sutton's or Jennifer Tilly's, which are closer to her home. Or Erica's, I guess. But geez Louise, she really got around. She went to Bose's house in Hancock Park. She turned up at Jade and Garcelle's photo shoot. And I don't think she knew what was going to happen, Garcelle, because oftentimes I think the surprises are pre-planned, but yeah, they were shooting one thing. Kathy was shooting another. They knew production was already there. So she rolled right up. She shows up at Dorit's, is really selling these hats. And you can tell the women are unsure about that. Dorit seems, pleased with hers as it's Chanel colors, black and white. But it's really funny how she kind of just shows up at everybody's. The last place we see is Kyle's, of course. And she's kind of throwing this, getaway to kind of pick up Kyle from where she's been. She's been really down since Mo moved out. And I think that's a great move on Kathy's part. But will things be okay with Dorit? That is the big question that needs answering.
Yeah, and we will get there. But again, Kathy kind of says it seems like Kyle is just in such a hypersensitive moment of her life right now. And I do get that. Like, she is going through a lot and her emotions are kind of heightened. And sometimes when that happens to us, we lash out on like the wrong target. You know what I mean? And like maybe Dorit is just unlucky to be like on the receiving end of Kyle's anger, I guess. It may be that she's angry at Mo or whoever else, or just angry at the situation that she's in. But she's like, look, she's hypersensitive. And what Dorit said at BravoCon just really like got under her skin.
Yeah, I get it. When you're like in this situation where you're already down and out, if something happens, I know me, I will overreact. Like it's kind of just piling on. So I get that part of, life, but I still don't think that this whole BravoCon situation warranted any sort of reaction, but we'll get into that more. I do have to call out, Kathy was not only wearing the lampshade hat, but she was also wearing like a light up like rave ring. Did you catch that?
I did catch that. I don't know if that was part of the like suitcase goodies or where that came from, but yeah, it wasn't mentioned and it was just flashing on the screen.
Yeah, that was interesting, but hey, Kathy's always gonna make a scene interesting. You said it best. She's a scene stealer, and she continues to do that all episode long.
She does. So then we get Mo coming over, and oof, this scene was tough for me. You see him enter, and she's kind of showing him like some changes that she's made around the house. Oh, I painted the bathroom. Oh, I wanted you to come through the back because I wanted you to see like how, I organize stuff or whatever. And he's being really nice about it. Oh, that looks great. Yeah, I like it. And you can sense this awkwardness, right? Like they've been together for a long time. And so to not share the same home, I'm sure they're both feeling a certain kind of way. And there's probably just this feeling of loss between both of them. So we hear that Mo signed a 6-month lease on his condo. In Kyle's mind, she took that as, okay, this is like kind of a temporary situation. Like we're going to take it month by month. But then we find out that he, unlike PK, who got his condo already furnished, Mo did not. And Mo did not use staging furniture. He actually bought the furniture. So that does send a signal of permanence that I think was a little bit of a shock to Kyle. And I think that we're kind of getting this, I don't know. In my opinion, it seemed like there was a little bit of remorse or just longing for, or like maybe she's questioning what is going on with their separation because she kind of seemed a little bit sad about that. And also, she's like, okay, do you want to take a dog? Like, I have, 17 dogs here and I've got the house to take care of. And like, you don't have anything going on. She still has Portia to take care of. So she's kind of like, oh, look at you have zero responsibility now. Like, I have no one helping me with this house, with the dogs, with the kids. And I think she's getting a little bit resentful about that.
Yeah, I get it. And I think it's also, she's just getting lonely. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it hits you hard when you have this whole house full of dogs, full of kids, full of like a full family. And then all of a sudden, it's pretty much all gone. And I definitely feel for Kyle. Just because I am, spoiler alert, leaning more towards Team Dorit and the Dorit and Kyle feud does not mean that I do not feel bad for her in this situation because I don't know. Her and Mo have a very, very long history together. So it's got to be tough. However, once again, we're really not getting any answers. They still seem to be in this limbo kind of in between that nobody's filed for divorce. All of this stuff. The producer in the confessional asks, does any part of you hope that you'll get back together? And she makes this face. And she's like, I don't want to answer that right now. So I get that. But I don't know. At the same time, if you don't want to get back together, then file for divorce. If you do, then try to work. I don't know. I guess there's just a lot of question marks when it comes to their relationship and situation. I think for us as viewers, and it seems like for her and Mo as well. Like they have not reached an agreement or like a way to move forward.
I mean, I think they're figuring it out as they go, honestly. I think they don't even know what this new normal looks like. And she is, I think it's like maybe too early for her to make that definitive decision.
I know, but it's been like we're going on like 2 years. It'll be like 2 years next year that they've been separated. So yeah, I know, like to each their own. It's a lot to just like let go of. So I don't blame her. I have never been in this position. I hope I never am. But I understand it's like a huge decision to make. And if neither one of them is ready to let go quite yet, then maybe it is worth still like holding on to, that piece before you decide to let it go.
Yeah.
I don't know. So let's move on to the cash trip to brighter pastures because we are about to have fun. Everybody meets at Kathy's house once again. They're going to get on a sprinter. And let me just say, these women are rich. They are rich. Kyle shows up with these Russian doll Hermes bags, a huge bag with a medium-sized bag and a small bag, totaling $75K. If I would not walk out of my house with that. I would be afraid I would get shot in the street with my bag. That is just ridiculous. And then we have Jennifer Tilly, who we learn more about during the trip, but she shows up with this 33,000 Louis Vuitton like boat bag. Like, this is insane. This is wealth. This is Beverly Hills, darling. She. This is why we watch this franchise. And I love it. Erica is jealous as hell because she used to have that lifestyle and doesn't anymore. Oh, gosh. I mean, I'm Erica in this moment, even though I never lived that lifestyle.
Yeah. And one thing that I do love about Erica is that she is not above admitting that. You know what I mean? Like, she's not sitting here pretending, she's got this great bag. But that's great. That's good for her. She's like, I fucking want that. I used to be able to get that shit and I want to be able to get it again.
I agree. No, I'm actually, like, a side note on Erica. I know she's kind of taken a back seat this season a bit. I think she deserves that. She's been like center stage for so long and has been through so much. I think it's okay for her to kind of live a more like relaxed lifestyle, be a little bit more behind the scenes in the group. I don't know. I'm okay with that for right now.
And she looks better than ever. I don't know what she's doing, but Sutton posted a picture of her and Erica on the Oceanside trip. I'm obsessed with her white look and those sunglasses. I need to know what they are. And I honestly thought it was Paris and Sutton. And then I thought it was Nikki and Sutton. And I was like, oh my God, that's like, I literally had to tap to see who it was. And it was Erica. Like, her skin looks amazing. She's looking really good.
She looks great. She's killing it, not bringing a whole lot to the show, but like, I'm willing to give her a pass. Like, that doesn't happen too often, but I don't know. You heard it here first.
And she is kind of being the like go-between Kyle and Dorit. And Dorit kind of starts to involve her a little bit more at the end of the episode where she's like, well, Erica said blah, blah, blah. And Erica thinks da-da-da. So I think she's going to get into the mix a little bit more in upcoming episodes. So they arrive in Oceanside. We get this like fake Tom Cruise moment, and which was, I don't know, pretty.
Was that staged? Like, was he
I don't know.
Just sitting? Did they like call him in to sit there at the time the ladies arrived?
I bet they did. I bet they did because that guy is like all over the place in San Diego, Coronado area.
Really?
Like, yes. I'm always in Coronado for the 4th of July. And like, he's always on the float, like one of the floats as this.
So you know him.
Lookalike. Well, I don't know him personally, but
you've seen him. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Because Top Gun was famously filmed in San Diego, in Coronado, and I mean, the guy really does look like him, but he's just embraced that. And so I think he gets, hired out to make these little appearances.
All right. I'll take it.
Okay, so where are we? We're in Oceanside. Everyone's kind of getting ready for this beach picnic. And I mean, Kathy just outdoes herself with this setup. Like, it is a full lounge that's being brought down to the beach with, they're being served lunch. There's a whale in the water. Oh, no, wait, that's just a surfer. But, Dorit starts talking with Bose, and they have this sort of private conversation that the rest of the table wants to be privy to, but isn't. And it gets a little awkward because people want to know what she's talking about. But basically, she is just really she's really latching on to Bose as this new sort of confidant, which I think is interesting.
It is interesting, I think, because they have no history to go off of, so they're starting fresh. And I think that Dorit feels like she could be a little bit open about things, whereas, I don't know, the other girls might have, preconceived notions. So I don't know. They kind of, each woman shares a little bit about their relationship. And then we get this moment in the confessional from Jennifer Tilly. And it's the moment that everybody's talking about because we learn how she got that $33,000 Louis Vuitton boat bag. And it is because of The Simpsons. So she was married to Sam Simon, who was the creator of The Simpsons. They were married for 7 years. They got divorced. Jennifer Tilly got a piece of The Simpsons in the divorce. And man, was that a smart move. And this was, I think, in the 90s before it continued to go on for what? It's still on right now. Yeah. So, I mean, he's passed away and she is still getting money from The Simpsons every single year. It's being reported, allegedly, it is $3 to $6 million a year from The Simpsons for doing absolutely nothing. Of course, she was married to this man, but insane. I was blown away by this, and I love this. I love this for her. I love this for us. I love the wealth that she is going to bring to the show because, I mean, not only that, she's a working actress. She's a voice on Family Guy. This woman is elite. Love her.
No, and I love that she shared that because I know she's an actress, right? That's how I know her. But she's not everywhere. And so part of me was thinking, like, how is she that rich to literally be living like on the same street as Kathy? And so when she sat down and shared that, I was like, yes. Okay. It's all coming together. And damn, she had a very smart attorney, and she, like she said, she's grateful every day because to get a piece of that so early on and in perpetuity for as long as the show is going to run, like, that was a smart move.
She is set. She doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to act. She doesn't have to, be in Chucky, but she's making the most of everything. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So back to the beach party, they start playing games. Like Kathy has all of these games set up. They're like traditional, like relay race and then duck, duck, goose. Because Kathy lives in a nursery rhyme. And honestly, like, I'm okay with it. I think that's honestly the perfect way to describe her because she kind of does live in her little own world. And I don't think that she, like she said on Watch What Happens Live, she doesn't really let the small stuff like get to her or sweat it. She's kind of just like a happy-go-lucky kind of girl, and we can speak to that. We've met her, we've spent time with her, and she is exactly this.
Yeah, it really works for her, and it gave us Dorit falling not once but twice, face planting into the sand. So,
but her Chanel pants were too long, Lisa.
I love seeing her competitive side come out. I really do. And she was just going so hard that her feet couldn't keep up with her brain, basically. I don't know what was happening. It is hard to run in the sand, but she seemed to be having extra trouble with it. Blame the Chanel if you want to, but I mean, it gave us good moments, and she was a good sport about it.
Totally. It was fun. It was fun. We got the Kathy, masks on the sticks. I don't know. I think it was a fun moment. I think the girls bonded and were able to kind of forget about the drama for at least a little bit.
Yeah, until dinner. So then,
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So then dinner comes around. They're getting ready, and Dorit is, agonizing over, like, no, she has to wear these earrings because, duh. And she tells Erica, I just want to address the elephant in the room. And Erica's like, is it me? What did I do? No, it's Kyle. I just don't want it to be awkward. And so, we know that this is coming. I didn't know it was going to come so quickly at the dinner because Kyle initiates a toast and she says, cheers to my beautiful sister Kathy for bringing us all together, setting up this beautiful trip. And she immediately then says, and Dorit, I want to have a conversation with you at some point because there's, the way we left it at Sutton's party, like, obviously there's some unresolved feelings here. So just right out the gate, she opens up that box and in front of everyone, which I was really surprised about. I thought it was going to be a pull aside moment again, but no. This is in front of everyone. And Dorit, she's still activated. She has not cooled down between the surrealist party and now. If anything, she's even more activated. And she's like, I'm going to tell Kyle exactly how I feel. And she did. She says, you exaggerate our friendship. Kyle talks about how, the BravoCon thing. And then we get this new piece of information where Kyle says it wasn't just the ranking of the Richards sisters. It was when that man asked about Teddy and you didn't stand up for Teddy. I'm sorry, what? What?
I'm sorry, what?
What did she want her to do? The guy asked the question to Kyle. We were there.
We were there. We were in that room.
Yes. He asked the question to Kyle. Why does Dorit need to answer? And I kind of agree with Dorit's defense. She's like, I didn't want to give that man more time. Like, why am I going to chime in?
First of all, I just have to say, shout out to BravoCon because I know how many storylines are coming out of what happened at BravoCon, whether it's in a, panel or behind the scenes, hanging out afterwards. Love it. Thank you, BravoCon. Second of all, this is absolutely ridiculous and is where I 1000% lost Kyle. Why on earth does Dorit have to answer the question for you or back up Teddy? Like, to be honest, Teddy is not somebody you want to associate yourself with in this world. So for Dorit to just keep her mouth shut, that was the smart move. But then, Kyle was like, well, you're too worried about what other people think of you. And Dorit's like, no, Kyle, I'm not you. And so that's where it really starts to go low. She starts to bring up the text from the reunion, of course. And that was really what kind of set the tone for this whole feud for Kyle. But of course, we all know, we've talked about this, it was manipulative. Kyle was trying to silence her. And I think Dorit said it best in the confessional. You are telling me to not be open, honest, and truthful in the place where I am supposed to be exactly that. You are texting me the night before the reunion, telling me to not bring these things up in the place that we are supposed to bring them up and discuss them. So check. Dorit, nailed that one. That is when, I lost Kyle in this feud at that very moment between the Teddy thing and, kind of furthering this text message issue. Oh, I'm firmly on Team Dorit right now. And I don't know. I think a lot of the ladies are too. She does continue to bring Erica up. Well, I showed Erica the text. She also thought it was manipulative. Yeah. Erica keeps her mouth shut, but yeah, we end on it to be continued. And I guess we're going to get more next week.
Yeah. And she also said Erica, she showed Erica the BravoCon clip where the ranking of the Richards sisters, and Erica, her reaction was, oh, that is not at all what I expected. I thought it was going to be way worse because it is so clearly a joke. Kyle accidentally knocked Dorit's water out of her hand as she was answering the question. So any person is going to be like, well, of course, she's last now.
Well, Kyle's bursting out laughing in that scene. It's insane.
It doesn't make sense. I really do think it's misdirected anger at Dorit, but also we keep hearing that Kyle has a pattern of icing out Dorit, for any time she kind of steps out of line. This isn't something new, and it's not only like relevant to this past season or since that finale of last year. She says that was kind of common practice, and if you're going to do that, then like you can't expect Dorit to then come on and like have your back every way, because like, I don't know. It's just, that seems very one-sided if that's what she expected.
Yeah, it just seems like there's been a lot of like inconsistencies in their friendship. It hasn't been super hunky-dory the whole time. There's been a lot of ups and downs and a lot of stupid things said that for some reason like are being blown into this huge thing, and they don't talk for months because of that.
Right.
And I don't think that the punishment like is fitting the crimes here. So I don't know. But the Teddy thing, I'm sorry, that lost me. That's even worse than the ranking the Richard sisters. Like, we thought that was ridiculous. No, Kyle one-upped the ridiculousness with this whole Teddy thing. And sorry, she lost me. So I think that Dorit, like you said, is going to continue to be activated. I'm interested to see how this dinner plays out and the rest of the trip, because I don't think they're going to resolve things anytime soon.
It's not looking that way, is it? Which is going to make for a great season.
Yes, for sure. So we will be back next week to cover more Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. In the meantime, make sure you guys are subscribed. And in case you haven't checked it out yet, please check out the link below to my Etsy shop. We have tons of holiday gifts and ornaments, sweaters, mugs, etc. for all of your fellow Bravo loving friends. So make sure to check it out, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening.